Hi guys, thanks for clicking on the video today. My name is Maria and I'm back with another video. And y'all, this is going to be just a quick little makeup moment with me, Maria. And we're going to be talking about foundations. Y'all, I love talking about foundations. I feel like it is really one of my favorite beauty products. After good skincare, I think the next best thing we should be focusing on is a good foundation, because foundations can really transform your skin. So I just wanted to just give you guys my top favorite foundations that I've tried since I've started wearing makeup, and then the top worst foundations that I tried. Like, they just really didn't do it for me. And the reason why I thought about this video is because a friend of mine, she just recently started wearing that Il Makiage foundation. If you guys are not familiar, maybe you are. They've been around for a while, but it's an online makeup beauty brand, and they guarantee your perfect shade just by asking you a couple of questions about your skin tone, and then they send you the foundation in the mail, and it's supposed to be your perfect shade. She says she loves it, and I was like asking her, like, well, how's it going with this foundation? She was like, I love it. And she's the one that has been trying to get matched at Sephora. She's been back and forth. She never could find anything that really, pleased her. So she said, but this Il Makiage is a good shade for her, and she really enjoys using it. And she asked me, she's like, well, what foundation do you like? I was like, girl, I like this one, this one. Then I was like, wait a minute, I do like a lot of good foundations. So I thought this would be a good idea for a video. So I just want to give you guys, like I said, my top favorite foundations that I've used since I started wearing makeup, and then the top worst ones, the ones that just did not work for me. All right, so we're just going to get started right off the top. I'm going to start with the number one. The Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Weightless Foundation. It is absolutely my favorite foundation. Y'all, if I had, they said, Maria, you just got to pick one and just get out of here. I'm like, give me Pat McGrath. Y'all, that foundation, it is a medium coverage, natural finish foundation. It comes in over 30, I think about 30, I don't know, it's anywhere between 30 and 35 shades. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It is a foundation that is very liquid, very thin, but the pigment on it is so high that once I just love to just smooth it across my face with my fingers. So once you smooth this across your face, y'all, it gives you this filter-like, like a soft focus finish. I mean, it feels like, for me, I feel like it just wiped like 5 years off my face. It just gives you, like, those Instagram filters. It looks like a filter. It really does. And this is one of the first foundations that I used up, because y'all, I used to use that foundation like crazy. And I loved it. And the only reason that I don't have it now as a repurchase is because it is kind of expensive. I think it's about $70 now. And but it is on my repurchase list, which is why I really don't even want to try other foundations, because I already know what I like. But that Pat McGrath, y'all, it is the best. And what I really like about it also is that you can use, like, a lot of people like to try the skin tints. This one, it can be really light coverage, like a skin tint. If you just want something just really quick, dot, and just even out your skin tone, it is perfect for that. But if you want more of a beat look, like maybe of a medium coverage, I would stop it at a medium coverage. It's perfect. Now, I wouldn't go full coverage with it, but light to medium coverage, very light, very natural, very filter-like, and very expensive. But it's definitely worth every penny. And y'all, I don't know if y'all heard that Pat McGrath is going to be creating a makeup brand with, I think, Louis Vuitton. So that's going to be pricey. So, but anyway, the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Weightless Foundation is one of my top favorite foundations. So it's really called the NARS Light Reflecting Advanced Skincare Medium Coverage Foundation. That's the full name. Now, this is one of the first high-end foundations I tried. And when I tell you it was a difference from what I was previously using, it was a difference. And I was like, oh my God, I think I really fell in love with it because it had skincare in it. And one of the skincare ingredients, it has peptides in it. I don't know. So, but when you put it on, it's a natural finish. It's medium coverage. and it really smooth. This foundation made me feel like a piece of art. It made me feel like, I don't know, it just looks so good in pictures. It just made my face look sculpted. My skin was absolutely beautiful. I just almost felt like I just looked like a better version of myself when I used this foundation. And it comes in almost 40 shades, y'all. So, and they have a couple of new shades. I use the shade Marquises. I can also use Macao. So, but Marquises is the shade that I really did like. And when I tell you, when I first used this foundation, I was just amazed. I was like, you mean this is what a foundation can do to your skin? It just made me look like art. It just made my face look so nice. So the NARS Light Reflecting Advanced Skincare Foundation is a top foundation. I've heard nothing but great things about NARS, even their soft matte foundation. A lot of people love that. I think they have a radiant foundation. So if you're looking for a good foundation, definitely look at NARS. I told my friend about NARS. She did go to Sephora to get matched for NARS, but she didn't like it. She felt like the shade they gave her was too dark. And I think for her, shade was the most important thing. She wanted something that really looked like her natural skin. So that didn't work for her. But NARS, like I said, they have over 40 shades. So if you if you can't find, I mean, I feel like you should be able to find a shade. Now, the way I found my shade with NARS was I used the shade finder on the Sephora website. And then I was looking at other people on the internet that looked like me, and I looked at the shades they were using. A lot of people were using the Marquises, but like I said, I like to go down just a little bit, a little darker. So that's why a lot of people were using Macao, and I just went darker with the Marquises, and I really do like it. Again, it's one of the foundations that I used up. I used it up, y'all. I love that foundation. So this one is the Dior Skincare. No, it is the Dior. So this one is the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. It has SPF in it. That doesn't really matter to me, but it does have SPF in it. It also has 86% skincare ingredients in this foundation. Now, this is a foundation that I sampled. I got a sample from Sephora, but they gave you so much in the sample. You could have it was enough to wear for 2 times. And I was just like, oh my God, this is absolutely beautiful. I never thought I wanted a radiant foundation. I liked matte foundations or natural finish foundations. But when I tried that Dior Forever Skin Glow, oh, my skin looked so juicy and so beautiful and so refined. I was just getting just more and more impressed by that foundation. And I already have the Dior Forever. I have the Dior Backstage foundation. I like that one too. That is really, really nice. But that Dior Forever, now, Dior has the 2 brands. They have the Dior Backstage, which is their most affordable brand, I guess you could say. Then they have Dior Forever, which is their luxury end of their beauty products. But that one, beautiful. Medium coverage to full coverage. They have like over 40 shades. I typically go with either 6N, 6W. I probably could play around with the 5W, something like that. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have not purchased. I talk about it all the time. I have not purchased it yet. Like I said, I fell in love from the sample. It is on my to-do list. I'm trying to really go through some of the foundations that I already have, but that Dior Forever Skin Glow is one of my top ones. All right, so my number 4 favorite foundation that I've used since I've been wearing makeup is the Urban Decay Self-Setting Waterproof Foundation. The Urban Decay Face Spun Self-Setting Waterproof Foundation. This is another good one, y'all. This is a medium coverage matte foundation. Now, this is a matte foundation, but it's also supposed to have skincare ingredients in it. This is going to give you a very blurred finish. Again, I guess people are really into these filter-like finishes, but this is going to give you like a nice blurred feel. Your face is going to be so smooth. Now, the self-setting claim with this foundation means that your face is the foundation is going to set itself. So by the foundation being self-setting, it just leaves a really smooth finish that looks so pretty. And when I first used this one, I was amazed again. I was like, oh my God, this looks really nice. It really does smooths out and blurs any imperfections you have on your face, especially if you're dealing with any redness or discoloration. Even though it's a medium coverage foundation, it really does transform the face. This one again comes in over 40 shades, and by the time that I'm filming this video, I don't know how long this is lasting. I don't know what's going on, but Sephora has this foundation 50% off, so it's only $20. Regular price is $40. I don't know why they have it on sale for $20. So run right now and get it. I would go ahead and pick up another one, but I want to really use the one I already have. Now, I use the shade, oh my God, what shade? 33, I think it's 33N. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, another good one. As far as the waterproof claims, I really don't know anything about that. I haven't used it with water, like been outside or swimming or anything like that, or in the rain or anything like that. So I don't really know about the waterproof, but I really can tell that this would be, even though I have dry skin, it still does my skin very well. But I think this would be a good foundation for anyone who has oily skin. Again, that's self-setting. You don't even need powder. You really don't have to use powder with it. It's going to lay down and smooth out and make your face look so pretty. Has a nice little squeeze tube. I love the little squeezy tube foundation, so it's easy to carry if you need to just touch up on the go. If you need to just, you find yourself somewhere you need to just do your makeup really quickly, you don't have to have a lot. Again, it's going to set itself and it's going to look good. So y'all, one of my top favorites. Love the Urban Decay Face Bond Self-Setting Waterproof Foundation. And then finally, y'all, my number 5 favorite foundation that I've used since I've been wearing makeup is going to be MAC. It's going to be the MAC Studio Radiance Foundation. And I'm throwing in their powder, the Studio Fix Powder Foundation as well. I still say MAC has some of the best foundations. I know a lot of people, I think it's like divided. A lot of people feel like, yeah, MAC is it. And some people feel like, nah, MAC. My friend, she feels like MAC, it didn't work for her because she felt like the foundations were too heavy. She felt like they were too orange. She didn't really like the tone, the color tones of the foundation that she selected. So again, it just depends. But that Studio Radiance, I didn't like it at first, mainly because they said it was a radiant finish foundation. Now, that Dior Forever Skin Glow, that's a radiant foundation because when you put it on, you can see how bright and juicy and glowy your face looks. When I put the MAC Studio Fix not Studio Fix, but the MAC Studio Radiance foundation on, I didn't really see any radiance. To me, it wears like a regular matte foundation. But once I got over there, I realized how good it looks on my skin and how good it looks in pictures. But the MAC foundations just look really good. Now in the Studio Radiance, I use the shade NC50. And then in the powder foundation, I have NW45. Again, that powder foundation is so smooth. Even though it's a powder foundation, it's very creamy. It's a creamy powder. And one of the first foundations I used back in the day was the powder foundation. So, and now I just love it. I just love it. One thing I do like about it is that once you put it on, and as you go throughout the day, it just gets better and better and better. Like once your natural oils kind of mix with it, it takes on a creamy look, but it looks flawless. It looks beautiful. It stays put. And yeah. So that's it, guys. I know I'm kind of trying to talk off the top of my head about these foundations, but these are the top foundations that I've used that I absolutely love. I would repurchase all 5 of these at any given time. They really transform the way I think about makeup and the way I think about foundations and what a foundation should be. One last thing, all 5 of these, they do have long wearing. So that's another thing that I feel like is very important in foundations. It needs to be something that you can put on and you can wear it all day, at least 8 hours. Some of these foundations have a 12-hour wear time, or they could claim they have a 12-hour wear time. But that's something that's important to me as well. All right, so let's move on to the ones that just did not work for me. All right, so these are going to be the top 5 worst foundations that I used. And I hate to say worst because it just makes them, because I know some people really do like these foundations, but they just didn't work for me. And I'm going to say this, a lot of these foundations, what they have in common is that they are affordable or drugstore foundations. I realized that after I made the list, I was like, dang, all of these are pretty much either drugstore or just affordable. And the ones that I really did like were more high-end luxury foundations. So I don't know, there's that. And then when I first started wearing makeup, I did purchase a lot of affordable, low-cost foundations because I really didn't know. I really didn't know what I wanted, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something and didn't like it. So it just seemed like just a safe bet just to go ahead and purchase, inexpensive foundations just to check them out. But y'all, they turned out to be the ones that I threw away first. I didn't even use any of these up. I just threw them away. So let's start with the first one. All right, the first one is going to be Wet n Wild. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, I had the matte finish. I know it comes in a matte and a dewy finish. I selected the matte finish in the shade Mocha. Y'all, this foundation was $6. I paid $6 for it on Amazon. And the only reason I use this foundation is because a girl I used to watch, she would always use it. And her makeup always looked good. And she would always say, you don't have to spend a lot of money on foundations. You don't have to spend a lot of money on makeup. And she would just always really brag about this foundation. So I was like, let me try it. Her face always looks good. Like she said, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to break the bank to buy any beauty products. If you find something cheap, go ahead and get it. So I found this on Amazon. I got it. And when I tell you, number one, my face did look good. It looked good. That shade Mocha was a perfect match. And they really didn't have a lot of shades. I just picked that, and this was a blind pick. And she was not my complexion twin. She was a lot lighter than I am. But I just blindly picked one. And I think I just did that because it was $6. I was like, well, shoot, if I get the wrong color, fine, I can buy another shade. That foundation looked good on me. It looked good in photos. But the reason why it's one of my worst foundations and I had to throw it away is because it stinks. It stunk so bad, y'all. It smelled like paint thinner or something highly, highly chemical. And I just didn't feel comfortable putting it on my face. Not every day, it would never be my go-to just because of the smell. So, and it kind of gave me, it was a lower cost version of the NARS light reflecting foundation. And I think I feel like that because the bottles were kind of similar. And when I read some of the claims, it said it has light reflecting qualities in it or something. So I was like, is this a dupe for the NARS? Nobody's ever said that, and I don't know. But I had to get rid of it. I threw it away. Number 2, and I hate to say this, one of my worst foundations is the Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever. Their Best Skin Ever foundation. I used to use the shade 50N. Now, this was one of the first liquid foundations I've ever tried. Before that, I was going with the powder foundations and cream foundations because I have dry skin. But we'll talk about that cream foundation later. But I said, let me try a liquid foundation. I went with the Sephora Best Skin Ever because it was only $20 at the time. And everybody was talking about it. It was the thing on YouTube in the beauty community. Everybody was raving about this Best Skin Ever. I got it, the shade 50N. I used it. It was really nice. I was like, this is nice. I see why everybody's going crazy. So I said, okay, I found my new thing. This is going to be it. So with that 50N, a neutral undertone, I liked it, but I felt like I wanted a more warm undertone. So I went back and I can't remember the shade I got, but it was a warm shade. And I got it. It was nice, but it didn't wow me like the 50N did. But one day I used it and I think I put too much on. And I went about my day. And I had been laughing and talking with people. And one time when I got back in the car, I happened to look in the mirror And y'all, it was cracking, peeling all in here. I mean, my face just looked like it was cakey. Looked like I had on too much foundation, like I had on too much makeup. And it was just, oh, it looked a mess. Like I said, when they say cakey, this was cakey. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, I've been all in people's faces looking like this. So that showed me that that was a foundation that you cannot use a lot of. It's nice using it in, very light cover. It's a medium coverage foundation with a natural finish. And it comes in about 50 shades. I mean, it comes in a lot of shades. But you cannot put a lot on. It's not going to look nice. It's not going to look nice. It's not going to wear nice throughout the day. I know a lot of people love this foundation, but it just did not work for me. After that day, I threw it away. I threw both shades away. I was just so disgusted and so embarrassed. I just threw both of them away. So that's it on that. All right. So my next one that I really didn't like was Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place I Am Magic Full Coverage Foundation. This is one I didn't even know anything about Juvia's Place when I first started wearing makeup. Only thing I saw that it was like a black-owned brand, and the products are made for melanated skin and all the bright. I had a Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette with the colors. I didn't even know how to put on eyeshadow at the time, y'all. That was a waste of money. But anyway, I said, well, let me try the foundation. Everybody's talking about this I Am Magic. I love the whole branding, the marketing with the African inspired looks and everything. I was like, okay, this looks like this is going to be something for me. At the time, I didn't know how to pick out a shade, but I did it online. I picked the wrong shade for one thing. And it was full coverage. I really didn't know anything about like what a full coverage foundation would look like on me. But honey, I put this on and it looked cakey. I put it on when about my day, and it just did not look good. It did not look good on me. It did not look good on me. Again, I don't know if I picked the wrong shade or not, but the shade was kind of close. The shade was okay. But that foundation did not look good on me. It just, again, in this nose area, it just looked cakey. Like you could just take your finger and just scrape it off. I was like, I don't like that. It had no smoothness to it. It had no staying power. It had it just had nothing. It had nothing to it but just the color. I came home, washed my face off, and I threw that away too. All right, and then my number 4 foundation that just did not work for me was the Black Radiance Powder Foundation. I do not remember the shade. So because in the past I had always used the MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation, I didn't have it at the time, but I wanted to try powder foundation. So I said, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money. Let me look at what's in the drugstore, and I saw Black Radiance. I'm thinking, okay, this should work fine. It did not work fine. I came home to try that foundation out, y'all. I used a kind of a thick, dense brush the way I would put on my MAC powder foundation. And y'all, it was nothing on my face. It was like I was just piling it on, piling it on, piling it on. It's like the more I put on, the more it disappeared. It just dissolved. I don't know. It just disappeared from my face, and it just never looked good. And I was like, okay, this is a waste of time. I mean, really, y'all, I tried so many different ways to put that powder foundation on my face, and it did nothing. It looked like I had nothing on, but not in a good way. I was like, nope, I can't do this. I said, well, then I'll keep it and just use it as a setting powder. That didn't work either. It just did nothing for my face. It went in the garbage. And then number 5 of my worst foundations, y'all, and I hate to say this because this was the first foundation that ushered me back into the makeup game. It was a foundation that was recommended to me by one of my old co-workers. Her face used to look good all the time. And when I started back wearing makeup, she was like, well, you don't have to spend all that money on MAC, because MAC was the only brand I knew at the time. She said, why don't you go to ColourPop? Girl, ColourPop, they have very cheap, inexpensive foundations. You get something really, really nice. I said, okay. So I looked and I saw that they had a cream foundation stick. I said, ooh, that's what I want to try. I looked at a couple of YouTube videos. I saw some people that looked like me and they were using the shade. I think it was 420. I ordered it. It was $5. Now this was during a sale. I think it was normally $8. It was less than $10. It was $5. I finally, it took forever to come, but I finally got it in the mail. I tried it and I was amazed. I was like, oh my God, the shade is perfect. I mean, that shade was perfect. The way I blended it out, it looked so pretty on my skin. I took pictures. I was so happy. I was like, I found me a foundation. This is going to be my foundation. Now, mind you, this was like in December, so it was cold. I wore that foundation, y'all. It was so pretty. I just couldn't wait to get up in the morning. During this time, this was during the pandemic. I wasn't really going anywhere. But just wearing that foundation kind of made me feel like I was getting up and, just taking care of myself a little bit. Just fixing myself up a little bit. And then I was working remotely. So when we had meetings and everything, it was nice to kind of show up on camera looking like I'm not just sitting at home in my pajamas all day. But anyway, so that was nice. So as the weather turned warmer, I'll never forget, in March, the weather was turning warmer. Me and my friend, we just wanted to get out a little bit. So we drove down to Savannah. I've never worn makeup to the beach, y'all. Never. But I said, I'm wearing my little makeup now. I'm going to take some pictures. I'm going to fix my face up. Y'all, we got down to Savannah. When I tell you, as soon as that sun hit my face, that ColourPop cream foundation stick left the building. It melted all over my white t-shirt. It just poured off my face. It didn't give me any warning. It didn't say, okay, we'll give you time to get somewhere, get into some air conditioner. It did nothing for me. It said, girl, bye. We are out of here. And it left my face. I had to go into a bathroom and just wipe it off. Just wipe it off, because that was the only way. And I noticed anytime after that, if I, like I said, working from home and I wanted to fix my face up for a meeting or something, if it was too warm in the house, that foundation, as soon as I would slick it on my face, blend it out, it would start pooling and start melting off my face. I was like, what is going on? So I couldn't wear it. I couldn't wear that in the winter. It had no staying power. Now they said, it has hyaluronic acid and some other skincare ingredient. That's all it had. It had no longevity. It was not long wearing. It was not made for the summertime. So that one had to go into the trash. So that's it. So that's why, y'all, a lot of times I say when it comes to foundations, I typically stick with high-end or luxury foundations. Because for me, in my experience, those foundations are the ones that I found that they make my skin look the best. They treat my skin the best. My skin feels the best. They're long wearing. They have a lot of good ingredients in them. They don't stink. And they just have, just really good qualities that really make putting on makeup feel like a self-care activity, I guess you could say. So, and I just feel like I don't really find that with drugstore or low-cost foundations. And I feel like, it's that old adage, you get what you pay for. With these 5 foundations that I had to throw out, I got what I paid for. And I can't go back. I can't go back, y'all. So, my top favorites, they're pricey, but baby, yeah, they are worth every penny, okay? All right. So, guys, that's it. Let me know down below, what do you think about this little list? Let me know your thoughts on the foundations. Maybe it's the ones that I really love. You like, no, it didn't work for me. Or the ones I really didn't like. Maybe they are some of your favorites. But I don't know. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Yeah, that's it. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget, guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel and you like makeup content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave me something nice in the comment section and come back for the next video. All right. Bye.